So super excited to be here. So this year, this 10 and a half months, we have been home a total of 17 days. So we have a home in Dallas. It's really just an address. We have been to 9 countries, 17 states, 33 cities, 17 live in-person events, masterminds, 5 virtual events, have invested over almost $700,000 in coaching and masterminds, and while hitting surpassing $10 million back in May. I want to walk through, like, this lifestyle is by choice. We chose to live this way, and I want to take you guys back to the moment in time when we made the decision to live this way and how we did that. Is that okay? So, real talk though, our life didn't start this way. 2018 was the worst year of our life. After building our business for 13 years, working hard, I made some really aggressive decisions, and I lost $5 million. Tough year. So UPW is in California. It was in February, like end of February. And she says, you know what, so he's broken, obviously. If I can't fix him, and if Tony can't, no one can. So,
you're right.
Yeah.
We'll book a session a little bit.
So this is truth, right? She literally bought us a ticket to UPW to fix me. So we go to UPW, and she realizes she's also the problem, right? And I as well found out that I definitely was the problem. Regardless, we woke up. It felt like we were sleepwalking. And all of a sudden, I'm awake. I'm like, what did I do with at that time, 44 years of my life? I'm like, what is going on? So anyways, we woke up, we came home, so we knew now what type of life we didn't want to live and what type of life we want to live, right? So that was the start of everything. And then we went to Business Mastery, and we also woke up some more and realized that, oh my God, 13 years of entrepreneurship, we weren't really entrepreneurs. We were business operators, not business owners. And we realized, again, what type of business we wanted. And then we came back from Business Mastery, and it was a Saturday. I went back to my usual business. I was working in the office. My wife says, hey, do you want to go to lunch? It was a Saturday, or dinner. I was like, cool. But it was something different about this talk, right, this dinner. I was like, something's different. So we go to dinner, and she sits across from me, and she says, I don't think this is working. Give me her ring back. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what? It just got hit like with a ton of bricks. And she goes, and by the way, Monday I'm leaving, I'm going to Singapore and taking the kids. I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like,
fast implement.
And I'm like,
that's what
I'm like,
say.
my God.
That is better than perfect.
Tony Robbins, because of Tony Robbins, right? And I'm like, man, we sat through 2 events for Tony at Tony's event, getting cussed at. Now I'm cussing him out. So she leaves, and it was actually the best thing that happened to us. She needed her 30 days in Singapore. I needed my 30 days. And there was something that I listened to driving into work out one day. Tony said, when things happen to you, it either crushes you or creates you. I was like, that's it. This is going to create me. So I went through this whole massive transformation. I was pretty heavy back then as well. I had lost like 35 pounds. I was pretty heavy. I got on the scale and looked down and said, get off. You know what I mean? Like, I weighed about one fat kid. So she comes back from Singapore after like almost 30 days, about 28 days. And she gets in the car. You guys ever seen that commercial, old school commercial, where that kid, where these 2 other kids or whatever, they give him this bowl of cereal, and then he eats it, and they're like, Mikey likes it, Mikey likes it. You ever seen that, remember that? So she gets in the car, and that's her look. And this whole transformation, for me, I'm like, yeah, mommy likes this. Mommy likes this.
I don't remember.
But she was still like, she was hurt, right? She was hurt, she was resenting what I had just did, and so she held back a little bit, but I knew she liked the transformation that she saw, right, in me. New attitude, new moves, looked better. I was about 35 pounds lighter. So that moment, she was a little cautious still, so she's like, let's maybe we can try to make this work, right? So we went to Date with Destiny that year. This is end of 2019. All this happened in 2019. So we go to Date with Destiny, and I found out that we have these primary questions that we ask ourselves, right? And been asking the wrong question. Both of us have. What do we do next? How do we be successful? All these things, right? And I changed our primary question to ask, because we knew what life we want, what business we want to build, and how we want to live life. So the primary question changed to, if time and money was not an issue, how would we be living? Phenomenal question. That totally built the life that we have now. So that decision, literally in end of 2019 at Date with Destiny, became catalyst for us to live the way we are now. And the answer to that question is, we wanted to be a couple and a family to be able to go where we want, when we want, stay as long as you want, bring as many people as we can. That was our life. That's what we considered freedom. So that's what we came up with, this framework. It's called the Freedom Framework, right? And the very first step is strengthen your imagination. And what that means is this. We, for the 13 or 14 years at that time, our business was priority. How many of you guys, like, your business is your identity?
Yes.
Everything's there, right? Your business, the success of it, like everything, right? You being enough, your business. And I had just lost everything that I worked hard for, so I failed miserably, and I was the biggest loser ever. So when we asked that question, we changed our answers, and strengthening your imagination is basically designing your dream life first, right? So this becomes our why. This is who we want to be, where we want to go, who we want to be with, what are we doing in the world, how we want to live. So that's what we did. So that's how we came up with go where we want, when we want, stay as long as we want, bring as many people as we can.
One thing that Myron really helped us with this year when we're in his VIP program is that he really talked about the awareness. Everything is actually available around us, where I believe that we're technically in like a buffet, like we're in a buffet line, but we didn't realize it. So we only pick and choose what we can eat, but you can actually have it all. So all we need to do is figure out the awareness. That's why we started to get into a lot of coaching, because I think this mastermind, everybody take just one nugget, and that nugget can 10x or 100x where you are, but just by that one knowledge. And so for me, I'm really big with the be, do, have to. Be you. Who are you? Before, when I was 38, I would just be whoever that everybody else wanted me to be. Be a good daughter, be a good wife, be a good whatever sister, whatever that is. I never asked, who do I want myself to be? That's the reason why I started to wear it sparkly, because I used to want to just be on the wall and please don't talk to me. You're not seeing me. And now I was like, no, I want to be seen. Like, I want to help other people to get unlock of what it is. But again, it comes back to imagination. Do you have the imagination? Like when we are hanging out with Myron on private jets, I have no imagination. I will get on my private jet next to Myron with all people. And I remember the first time I talked to Myron, I don't really understand your English. He didn't say that, but I can see from his face. And now, we're doing pretty good. Myron, I was doing pretty good now. You understand my English now?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
See, that's my imagination, right? Whether it's believe it's positive or negative, that's all my imagination. Yeah. So strengthen your imagination.
Yeah, strengthen your imagination. Your takeaway from this is ask yourself that question, right? What we did. If time was not an issue, time, money is not an issue, how would we be living? So for your takeaway is, what does your dream life look like? It may not be like us where we travel so much and all that, but to us, we're living our dream life. We have houses in multiple countries now. We didn't have that. And the reason why strengthen your imagination has to be the first thing is because it becomes the foundation of everything, right? Here's a good example. I'm going to share a tool that, since we know what freedom looks like, go where we want, when we want, stay as long as bring in as many people as we can. That was our main decision. And every decision after that is all based on that first decision. So here's a good example. Alexander was, at that time, he was 4 years old. And he wants to go to school early. So we went to visit 3 private schools in Dallas, the top 3 Christian schools. And when we visited third school, we came home and was like, wait, we made a decision. We made a decision that we want to live this way. So taking Alex to school, this decision that we need to make, does it contribute or does it contaminate our freedom? And unfortunately, we couldn't take him to any schools because it would have contaminated. We wouldn't be able to go where we want to stay as long as we want. So we decided to homeschool him. Same thing with our VA business. At that time, we both launched our business after going to Funnel Hack Live. So after Date with Destiny, after asking ourselves that question, we now know what our dream life looks like. And we also made a decision of what our dream business looked like. So then we just needed to know how and the who to teach us. So that's where Russell came in the picture. So 2019, we hear about Russell, and we're like, oh, it's amazing. So he's selling tickets to Funnel Hack Live in 2020 into Nashville. So that's when we bought the ticket to Funnel Hack Live so that we can do the second part, which is build our dream business to fund and fuel our dream life. So that was a decision. So we said, what business do we need to be in, right? We said, okay, we need to be in the online business. That makes sense? So that was another easy decision, what business we're gonna build next. One of our friends offered us to join their business during that same time. He bought an insurance company, a mortgage company, title company. He already had a real estate business, and it's an 8-figure business. And he knew that me and Phyllis were going to played such a vital role in their growth that we were actually going to walk into an 8-figure business right away with them without any investment, because they knew the value that we would bring to the partnership. Same thing. We said we made a decision, so let's go back to that main decision and say, if we do this business with them, does it contribute or contaminate? And the unfortunate part is it contaminated it. So we said no. So every decision we've made is based on that one tool that we now use to make decisions. So second, we said, okay, we now have this strength in our imagination, what our dream life looks like, then scale your income generation, which is our business. What's our dream business look like? And that's where we decided to go, this is your what. So now what business do we need to be in? What do we need to run? Right? What are we selling? Who are we selling to? Why are we selling it? Where are we selling it? When are we selling it? And how do we work with clients when they say yes to us? Those are the questions that we asked during our dream business. And that's where, like I said, that's where Russell came in, right? We bought a ticket. We said, okay, we know what our dream life looks like. We need to build a dream business to fuel and fund it. So we bought a ticket to go to Funnel Hack Live. And that's where we learned this online business. At that time, I was crushed. I was a big loser, like everything, right? So I needed to be in the room to give myself permission to be successful again. The 2 comma ceremony, like, literally changed my life. Because I stood there, she took a picture of me, and I was watching it, and just like Russell said, hey, if you haven't won, be in the room, cheer people on. And I was like, yeah, cheer people on. But I was actually pissed off at myself at the same time. But it changed my life so much because there were 2 things that I changed that day. One is I gave myself permission. I said, if these people can do it, I can too. And second, I changed my pattern. Because the thing that wasn't serving me was trying to figure it out on my own, was not getting it done. I was like, and if these people came through that program, at that time was a 2 comma coaching program, if these people came through that program and they're now walking the stage, that I need to make a decision now to buy that program. So that's what happened.